It bit me! It bit me! Oh my God, it bit me! Hang on. I know a medical website. Okay. I can feel my foot. All right, it's loading. Oh, I got a pop-up ad. I hate pop-up ads. I don't know how to close it because they always hide the X on these things.
Hurry, dude, my skin's tingling.
Oh, they're making me sign up for their newsletter. Oh, that's great.
My tongue's getting thick. Yeah.
No! No, I don't want to download your app. That's what I went to the website for.
Rate my experience so far. 1 star.
Hang on. 15 more seconds and I can skip this ad.
Oh, look.
13.
It's a bright white light.
12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7.
So I think it's a nice example from Adobe they have put here on YouTube, and I think everybody has experienced something similar already in life. So why customer experiences are so important to us? If we are thinking on the digital challenge, everything really starts with the customer experience. The customer experience covers every single aspect we are experiencing with a company, along the complete life cycle, along the complete customer journey. What that means, we will see in a second. Customer experiences are not static anymore. So in the past, we created a customer experience which was good enough for the product or the service we wanted to sell. And then over time, we tweaked it a little bit here and there. Now customer experiences are changing because we as consumers want to have different things at different point of times. New technologies are coming up, new capabilities are coming up, and we always expect a new experience. So as a company, we have to understand what is happening really in the market, and we have to understand our customer better to create these experiences. Those experiences drive new business models. Customers don't want to buy products in a traditional way. They want to pay for them as they use them. They want to perhaps not even pay for them with money. We are thinking on Uli, who is also sitting down there, who was talking on the main stage today that in the future we will not pay for commuting with cars. Actually, there will be others paying for it, and this is driving new business model. Others get data, get new customers by paying for other services. So there will be a completely new ecosystem of services building up. And last but not least, we have the operational processes. These are topics like Industry 4.0, Internet of Things, automated processes which make those new customer experiences possible. The most important part of all of those is data-driven intelligence, to understand holistically about how your customers use your products and your services, what your customers are thinking about you as a company, about the usage of your products and your services with social media analytics, what customers are consuming to meter their consumption, and to steer those customer experiences, those business models, and those operational processes. Now, we're all here probably with a high technological affinity. But actually, the customer experience doesn't start with the technology. So it doesn't start with a cool platform or a cool technology you have. It really starts with the customer, and you have to find your way back to the technology. So you start with designing the customer experience. How does that work? So we have a customer experience lifecycle. If we work with customers on their customer experience, it starts with the empathize phase, where we really want to understand the target audience, the customer and the customer segment we are looking at. We want to learn what worries them, what experiences they made with our products, what they where they have hurdles, and we will see that in a second, to even go further. Understanding the customer better helps us to provide input in the design phase to actually design the customer experience. And let's go on those two phases. So a customer experience starts with the customer journey and the life cycle stages. So for example, we have first awareness, then we are researching for products, we're purchasing products, we're unboxing products, we learn how to use them, we want to have the support from them, we get update or we want to have support, and finally we retire those products. Along those stages, we have activities and touch points. So in the awareness phase, I might have activities and touch points with the web page. I might go to a trade show, inform myself, or to a retail store to get a little bit more information about the product or the service I want to buy. We want to understand the motivations in each stage. Why are you driving those activities and touch points as a customer? What is your motivator, your driver of it? Then we have the customer experience, reflecting that. What are the pains and questions you're asking yourself as a customer doing those activities and those motivations? What are you asking yourself when you're experiencing, for example, a certain web presence, and what keeps you basically away from going to the next step, basically from awareness to consideration, in order to move along your customer journey? So what are the barriers we as a customer would experience looking at our customer experience? And finally, also the positive aspects. What are the gains we are getting out of it? What are the benefits we are getting out of that experience? We fill that complete canvas out for the existing experience to then come to recommendations. Where do we have improvements and opportunities which we have to consider to actually change that customer experience? And that helps us then to deliver the inputs for the design phase, to actually design the new experience, to then fill out a similar canvas on the new experience. Now, we did a lot of assumptions, and probably we did a lot of research also with our customer, but still we want to understand how that experience would work in reality. First, we are looking on the impact this experience is having on our business, it is having on our company or our organization, our culture. Can we implement this new experience we want to design in the company we are today, with the culture we are today? We are piloting this experience to test it with the customer. We try to prototype it and then actually bring real customers in touch with this experience to see how we are evolving with our design and if we had the right assumptions. Mostly this is a pivoting cycle. This means from test phase we get results, what does not work. We want to understand what is not working. We go back to design phase until we are having an optimal or from testing an optimal feedback to actually implement it. And then, guess what? The experience never stands still. We have to start from the beginning again, and this is why a circle and why it moves forward. So this was the customer experience pitch, and with this, we hand over to the next startups.
Opening video. I think that's going to stay with us for a long time. We do appreciate your expertise. We actually still have a couple minutes left in your time slot. Do you want to take some questions from the audience?
For sure.
All right, guys, it's up to you. Who wants to ask Bernd a question? This is a man who has years of expertise doing things you might be interested in doing. This is your chance. Ask him anything. Okay, I'll ask you something to break the ice. And I want all of you to think hard about a question, okay? What advice would you give to our last round of startups if they want to think about digital customer journeys like you were telling us?
Yeah. So again, it's what I said in the presentation. It's really starting from the customer. So if there are very often startups come up very often with very cool ideas, with great technologies. They bring a lot of innovation with them, but they are sometimes losing the path exactly on that customer experience, on understanding how customers will deal with their product, how they will work with their product, how will they experience their product. We really have to see if we have a new product, a new technology, how can we make this technology work in the market? Because it's not always the best technology which works, it's the one which has the highest acceptance, and that's what we want to achieve.
If you don't use it, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
All right, floor is open. Who has a question for Bernd Gill of HPE? We have time. Nobody? How are you guys going to be pioneers if you're too shy to ask a question? There we go, a brave soul. Stand up. Give him a microphone.
Yeah, thank you very much. How do you get in touch actually with the customer? That's my question.
Yeah, so it is about customer segments. So you have to also segment the customer. It's actually a very good question. You have to look. Not every customer will go through the same experience, and you get in touch with them either directly by doing the traditional way, doing focus groups and talking to your customers. Or we have a complete set of testing vehicles documented in our ideas transformation box, which we're also showing at the booth, where you're actually using web methodologies, things like Google AdWords, where you can interact with your customers and where you can test such things.
Okay, some valuable advice there. Who else? Who else has a question? There we go. Is that a hand? I thought I saw a hand there in the black top. Here we go on the left.
Thank you. So how do you think you can make money in the future? Because a lot of people expecting customer service and chat functions and all that being for free, and it costs you a lot of money. So where's the point you actually can make money with that kind of customer experience?
So again, the customer experience is not driving you the revenues back, but if you have a positive customer experience, which differences from the one we saw in the beginning, people are more likely to use your products, to use your service. There's a certain convenience for you in there. So it's helping you to attract customers and to actually sell products. I don't know if the feedback mechanisms on that web pages are always bringing you the right insights, because customers know who's asking the question. You have sometimes even biased questions where the answer is in the question. So if you want to have a real feedback, you also have to do it somehow in a market research way that the customer not always knows exactly about whom he is talking and about which company or which service or which product he is talking, which brand he is talking.
All right, so be specific, it sounds like you're saying. Who else? Question for Bernd Gill of HPE. This is a guy that's hard to get on the phone, and this is your chance to ask him a question. All right, there we go. Sir, get him a microphone.
So thank you. I'm a novice, so maybe it's a stupid question.
There are no stupid questions in this room.
Thank you very much. So the customer journey that you're suggesting is basically about attracting the customer towards a product, so it is sort of applicable to different ideas. And is there no such thing as a customer journey for the actual usage of the product that might differ a lot from the stages that you were giving here?
Correct. So actually, the line you saw in the header of the canvas is just an example. Each customer journey will be different for different products, for different services you're offering. So what are the stages? And probably there are way more than we have shown here on the slides, because the slide ended at that projection over there. So which are the real steps of the customer journey you have to define when you actually set up this canvas and when you work with this canvas. But it is really about the complete experience. It starts with configuration in the very beginning, goes then somewhere over purchasing, using the product or the service, up to at the end of the life cycle. How difficult is it to quit a service with you have subscribed to, or how complex is it to recycle a product I have used for a couple of years, but I don't want to use it anymore.
All right, Bernd Gill, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us here on the Innovation Stage. Let's get a round of applause for Bernd Gill of HPE.